Alright, what's up guys? My name's Logan Daugherty, and I'm gonna share my heroin story. I've been wanting to do this for a long time now. I think that now I finally have a good amount of clean time, and I'm like where I'm at in my life to where I can make this video and be honest with you about everything that happened, everything I did, and how my life is now that I'm clean and doing good for now. Anyway, growing up, I had horrible teeth. My grandpa had dentures when he was 24. My mom had them at like 25, 26. I'm 26 now. I'll be 27 in about a month, September 4th. So through elementary school, middle school, high school, I had horrible teeth. Like I was born with no enamel on my teeth, so they were really weak. So I always had like yellow teeth, and they just rotted. Like it's bad. It was horrible. So by the time I got to be about 22, most of my teeth had been worked on, and they all had cavities. Most of them needed a root canal. It was just horrible. Like some days, I couldn't do anything because the pain was so bad that it felt like my mouth was gonna explode. I had so much pressure from like the infection up in my gums and down here that like I couldn't do anything. So I know a person that's very sick, and they get prescription. They knew that I was in pain, so they would start helping me out with some oxycodone 15 milligram pills. Started slow. I was taking one every few days when the pain was really bad. But anybody that's taken oxy before knows, taking it for an extended period of time, knows that you get dependent on it. Your body craves it, and you develop an addiction to it. It took me a good year to really get to where I was taking them every day. I needed them for the day. Like it wasn't even about my pain in my mouth anymore. Yeah, my teeth hurt, but I was fucked up on oxy all the time. Like all day, every day, every morning when I woke up, like I had to have them all day. I was working at the time. I had my own apartment and a great girlfriend, so I mean I couldn't really afford it, but you know, I had this person giving it to me for free. But my addiction became so bad that I had to buy them from other people as well, because I couldn't take this person's whole script. That, you know, they're sick, they needed it. So about 2 years in, it's bad. I have to do 330s each time, like I was railing them. I never liked to smoke them. Most people would smoke them. I never liked that. I railed them. So I had to rail 3 at a time to take care of my withdrawals and actually get high. Like, so that's 90 milligrams. That's on the street. You know, if you get a good hookup, you can get that's $60 a time. Someone that's ripping you off, you're gonna pay 30 milligrams per pill. That's $90. That's just for the one times, and I needed that at least 4 times a day. So that's $240 a day at $20 a pill, which is actually a really good deal. At the time, I worked at YRC Freight. I probably shouldn't say that. I worked at a company driving a forklift for about 9 months, and I ended up getting fired. Well, they let me resign because I kept coming in way too messed up on Xanax, on Oxy. I was bad. So I lost that job, and I ended up going back to lawn care. I used to do lawn care, and me and my boss had a good relationship, so he let me come back. I worked there from about August to December was when he let me go, because my pill addiction was so bad that like I could, you know, days I couldn't get pills, I couldn't go to work, I was missing work, and even when I would go to work, like I was fucked up. It was a bad situation. So I got fired and lost my job. So for that short period of time, I really didn't have much money. I ended up filing unemployment. I actually got unemployment from January to July. But for that short few weeks in December, I didn't have the money to buy Oxy. So my buddy that I worked at the lawn care company with, he used to do heroin. But now, at this point, he was buying, what's it called? the seeds, poppy seeds. He was buying poppy seeds. He was ordering them online, like 25 pounds at a time, mixing it with orange juice and drinking it. And it actually worked. I did it a few times, and on days I didn't have pills, like it took care of my withdrawal. That's fine. So anyway, he ended up taking me downtown Salt Lake City to the block. It's the first time I've ever been down there to buy heroin, and I bought heroin. I smoked it on tinfoil. But you know, at first, everyone knows how horrible heroin sounds, so I'm telling myself, okay, I'm doing this one time, and I'll figure something out and go back to pills. So I did the heroin, I smoked it. It wasn't as good as the Oxy. Oxycodone is manufactured in a pharmacy. Oxy is basically pharmacy-grade heroin. For people that don't want to agree with that, look at the genetic makeup of Oxy and of heroin, and you can see that they're fucking twins. They're exactly alike, except for like two little legs down here. They're all derived from the poppy plant, so it's all the same. It's all in the same family. So anyway, I tried to stay with pills after that, but they're just too expensive, and I just started smoking heroin. No more Oxy, heroin. Heroin was cheaper. Heroin was easier to get. I could just go down, take the train downtown and get it like easy. So I was smoking heroin. I was smoking off tinfoil. I wasn't shooting it. I was just smoking it off tinfoil. It didn't work. I was getting unemployment. Like I said, I was getting $300 a week. A total of about $7,000 over a 6-month period. So they were divvying it up $300 a week. I would get that on a Tuesday. All my money would be gone by Wednesday. Like literally all spent on drugs. Me and my girlfriend were still together at the time, but God, I'm trying to go so slow, but I keep like forgetting things that happen. When me and my girlfriend were together, we had a 1-bedroom apartment. And that's when my pill addiction was rampant. I ended up spending most of my money on pills. I was trying to pay the rent. She wasn't working at the time, so I was trying to pay our rent, her car payment, and provide for my pill addiction and mine and her marijuana dependency. People like to say, oh, you can't be addicted to marijuana. You can be fucking addicted to weed, trust me. I needed that shit to sleep, I needed it to work. If I didn't have weed, like, I was aggravated. But at this point, I wasn't smoking weed anymore because I was doing opiates, and the high from weed was messing up my opiate high, so I quit smoking weed like May or June that year. My girlfriend still smoked heavily, and she wasn't working, so, you know, I had a good job. I was making about $900 a week, so I was able to kind of juggle everything, but it got too much. We got behind on our rent, and we eventually lost the apartment. So me and her moved into my parents' duplex, 2-bedroom duplex. So me and my girlfriend had a bedroom, and my mom and dad had a bedroom. We had 1 living room, 1 bathroom. It was a small place. So I was doing the pills at the time. I lost the lawn care job. I got unemployment. I went to heroin. So I was smoking heroin now. And when you go from pills to heroin, something changes. Heroin, I don't know. I was able to maintain like my health as far as that goes on pills. Like, you know, I showered, I was clean, presentable somewhat. I have tattoos, but I mean presentable as much as I could be. But when I went to heroin, it does something to your brain that nothing else matters. Heroin, as long as I have heroin, as long as I have the money to get heroin, that's all I care about. I don't need to shower. I don't need to eat. I don't need to love my girlfriend. I don't need to do anything. All I need to do is to do heroin. As long as I have heroin, life's good. So that's what it was. Like, when you're an addict, you're a piece of shit. You're a selfish piece of shit. And all I cared about was getting heroin. I didn't care who I hurt, who I stole from. As long as I got the heroin, I was good. Eventually, me and my girlfriend got in a really big argument, and I ended up telling her that I had been smoking heroin for the past 3 months, and it killed her. Like, she cried. She cried herself to sleep that night. I slept on the floor. The next morning, she went to work, and I thought she was going to move out. She came home, and she said that she was going to stick with me until I could get the surgery on my teeth. And as long as I got my teeth done, I got sober, I got clean off of heroin, and she would stay. But the heroin addiction got so bad that, I was taking money from her, I was taking money from my parents, I was pawning anything at the house that was worth money, and she left. I don't blame her, like, I loved her, she loved me, but she couldn't deal with the fucking heroin addict, and I don't blame her, like, that shit is horrible. So she left, and when she left, all we had was our dog Pluto. Pluto, come here. Come here, bud. Come here. This is my baby. Say hi. Say hi. So, me and Tessa is my ex. We got Pluto when he was 5 weeks old. He's 4 years old now. We got him when he was 5 weeks old, and he is my son. I have no kids. We have no kids. Thank God. I love kids, but I was a drug addict, so no. Anyway, she left, and my addiction got horrible. I was using so much. I started smoking crack too. Crack is horrible. Crack's bad, but crack is cocaine. If you snort cocaine, cocaine is crack. Crack's cocaine. Some people don't associate the two. Cocaine is crack, and crack is cocaine. It's just baking soda with it cooked. Anyway, Pluto basically saved my life at that time because I was so distraught over my girlfriend leaving that, like, I was using so much, like, I was suicidal, crying at night, but he was there the whole time, and thank God, because if he wouldn't have been there, I would have probably killed myself, or died from an overdose, or went to prison, went to jail. Number of things. I actually did go to jail, and I'll get to that in a second. So it got so bad that eventually my dad had to say, listen, you can't be at the house while I'm at work because you're taking all my money, you're taking all our shit. I don't want to kick you out, I don't want you to live on the streets because I'm worried that you're gonna die. I want you here at the house, but you can't be here when I'm not here, when I'm at work. So that day, I ended up going downtown, and what did I do? Yeah, I went downtown, and I waited for this one lady that was gonna come meet me because I told her I was gonna sell her pills. It was a lie. I didn't really have any pills. I just took her $400 from her because I was gonna buy drugs from me. So I was downtown until 1 in the afternoon waiting for her. Sorry, I'm trying to put some music on. I was down there till 1 afternoon waiting for her, and she finally shows up, and I get the $400, and I go to the block, and I buy my drugs, and my friend's with me, so I give him 100 of the 400, because yeah, I'm a piece of shit addict, but I gotta help out my drug homies, right? So me and him buy a bunch of drugs. First we go to Panda Express and grub down if we're fucking hungry. Then we go buy heroin and crack, and then we start to walk the tracks. But I wanted to smoke a little bit of the white is crack, just so you know. So we stopped and we took a couple hits. And I know this lady was across the street staring at me and nodding at me, and I kept shaking my head no. She finally just came out over by me and asked if she could just hang out by me, and I was like, I guess, whatever. And then she was like, there's so many cops out here today, can you help me out? I was like, no, I'm sorry, I can't, I'm just an addict, I don't have anything. She's like, please, I just need two, I don't want to go to jail, I'm afraid. I was like, sorry, I can't. She kept asking, and then my buddy was finally just like, dude, just help her out, just sell her two. So I was like, fine, I'll sell you two, 1 and 1, but I have to do $30 in order to make it worth my while. And I should have caught her right here, but she said, okay, that's all I have anyway. But she had a handful of money. She had like $80, like 1s, 5s, 10s, 20s. She gave me the $30, I gave her the drugs, and she drove off. So me and my buddy stand up, start to walk to tracks. And I don't know if any of you guys are from Salt Lake City, but if you are, you know that there's the Gateway Mall next to tracks. And the Gateway Mall is an outdoor mall. It's pretty tight. Well, it's run down now, but I was walking through the middle of the Gateway Mall at the 4-way intersection, and I saw like 10 cop cars at the light. And I was saying, oh fuck. And they pulled up, swarmed us, got out, guns, put your hands in the air, and I knew that I was going to jail, because I knew that lady was undercover cop. That clicked right there. I had all the drugs in my mouth. I had a pipe and some needles in my pocket. Or no, I didn't shoot up at the time. I had a pipe and some tinfoil in the straw. I didn't shoot up yet. Hang on. So they search my pockets, get the pipe, get the tinfoil. They go to put me in the car, and I say, wait. I said, the drugs are in my mouth. If they didn't even search my mouth. I could have like swallowed them, but I had 5 balloons of heroin and like 4 balloons of crack. That's like 9 balloons. And if that shit would have busted up, I would have died. And if I get caught in the jail with it, then I get another charge for trying to sneak drugs into the jail. It's a felony charge. So me and my friend both got arrested. He had a backpack full of oxy, fake oxy, like 300 oxy, because our other buddy had a pill press and he was pressing oxy 30s with fentanyl and powder, and we had Xanax bars, but and they were good oxys. You got high, but it wasn't oxy, it was fentanyl. So he got caught with 260 pills, like, and each one of those is a fucking felony, I think. So he was in jail for longer than I was. We both went to jail. I was in jail for about 53, 54 hours, and I was a bad heroin addict at the time, so I was dying in the jail cell. I was withdrawing crazy. Called my dad when I got to jail. I was like, you're right, I'm done, you know, blah blah blah. You know, I think that I'm done, this is rock bottom. And he's like, oh, I told you so. And they were gonna let me out that night. My dad told him no, and my dad told him to wait till the next day to process the paperwork. So I went in on like a Friday morning, and I got out on a Sunday night. They let me out at 2:30 in the morning. I turned my phone on. I called my dad, and he didn't answer. It was like 2:30 in the morning. They were asleep. I called my mom. She didn't answer either. I called them both like twice. When they didn't answer, what else could I do? I called my drug friends, and it turns out that they had an apartment. I mean, not an apartment, a hotel room, like 10 minutes away from the jail. So 3 in the morning they came pick me up, and we went to their hotel room, and they gave me like 3 balloons of heroin, 3 balloons of crack, just because I was in jail, and they knew I was sick and helped me out. Which now they're not really helping me out by giving me drugs. You know what I mean? So I was at the hotel room for 3 days. My dad was calling my phone, and I wasn't answering. I was just ignoring him. I finally went home on that Monday. Yeah, I went home on that Monday. I went home that Monday, and when was this? So I went home. My dad was over the bullshit, but I was still staying in my house. I was trying to get clean, but I wasn't getting clean. I was still using, you know, I was still in it. And so my buddy with the pill press, I started hanging out with him a whole lot. And we were hanging out before I went to jail, but more so now. And our third friend was still in jail, the one I got caught with all the oxy pills. He was still locked up. So me and my buddy, I'm not gonna say his name, he's actually in prison for life now. Sorry, homie, like, my fault. Sorry. Anyway, he'll never see this. He's in prison, but so I was hanging out with him, and you know, eventually my third buddy gets out of jail. So all 3 of us are together again. He's pressed a lot of pills, Xanax bars. I was fucked up on Xanax for a long time, like Xanax and heroin, cocaine too, like crack, but mostly Xanax and heroin, like a lot. One night we go down to the block to sell Xanax bars, because he had like 2,000 Xanax bars, because he had showed another person how to use the black web, and that person paid him in Xanax. So we were selling Xanax bars. He had like 2,000 Xanax bars in his truck and like $10,000 in cash. I was a heroin addict. I didn't have any money, and I wanted to get some heroin. I had Xanax. I had like 50 Xanax bars in my pocket. We're selling them, but my buddy was getting all the money because they were his bars. He would give us a little bit, but not enough to keep up with my habit. So I ended up breaking into his truck. They were at the block selling, and I snuck off, and I broke into his truck. I busted his window on accident. I couldn't find the Xanax. I couldn't find the money. I didn't get anything. Oh, actually, no, that's a lie. I took his watch. His mom, this is messed up to me too. His mom had been on a cruise about 3 months prior, and she got him this like $500 watch, nice watch. His mom was wealthy. I took that watch because I couldn't find the money. I couldn't find the Xanax. And I ended up trading it on the block later that night for fake drugs. They weren't even real, like, so I got ripped off. It's karma. So I had a bunch of Xanax. So he left. I didn't talk to him about the night about the broken truck. I ended up, this is the first and only night I ever slept on the street. I slept on the sidewalk down by Rio Grande, by the gateway, at the block, by the homeless shelter, by where all the drug addicts sleep. I had a friend down there. He helped me out. He covered me up. I went to sleep. The next thing I know, I see a bright light in the side. And I'm so out of it from Xanax. I was passed out. I didn't know. I opened my eyes and there's this big Mexican gangster dude. I knew who he was. His name was, I'm not gonna say his name. Never mind. He was in the cell with my other friend when my friend was in jail with me. So I got released. My buddy was still in jail. His cellmate was a big crip, covered in prison tattoos. This dude had already been in prison for 15 years for previous, from his first past. So it's him. He stalked me. That's the white light I saw. He had me by the shirt. My buddy that I broke into his truck, my other buddy that was in jail, and the gangster's brother. There's 4 of them. They drugged me to his truck, and he threw me in, and he tied me up, and they were beating me. These are fake teeth. These are dentures. These are dentures. They knocked all my teeth out, all my top teeth and all my bottom teeth. They broke them all off with the gums because he was hitting me, and it messed me up really bad. I thought they were gonna kill me. And the only reason they didn't kill me is because I ended up saying that somebody else had broken into the truck with me. It was a lie. I just saved my own ass, and I regret it now, and you'll find out why. Sorry, JJ. Like, rest in peace. I love you, bro. But they ended up dropping me back off at the block, and I was messed up, dude. I had like blood over my face. My teeth are all busted. My nose is broken. And I ended up finding the kid, JJ, that I told them that he helped me. I told him what happened. I was like, bro, I had to tell him you helped me because they were going to kill me. He didn't even freak out. Like, he wasn't even mad at me. His focus was taking care of me. He's like, here, bro. I was like, understand, I'm not mad at you. Let's go to my homie's apartment, get high, talk about this. We went to his homie's apartment, and this is the first time I ever shot up. I was like, fuck it, I just got fucked up. Taken, kidnapped, basically. Slept on the street last night. Shoot me up. I want to do it. And he did. And fuck. I was so pissed that I wasted the last 6 months smoking heroin. It was a complete waste. Because, I shouldn't even say this, because people might see this, they're smoking and they're not shooting it. They're like, oh, shooting is way better. Shooting it is way better. But once you shoot heroin, you don't go back. You don't go back to smoking it. You never want to put a fucking needle in your arm. It's so disgusting, and you normalize it. You normalize it, and you shouldn't. That's not normal. Like shooting up drugs, shooting up heroin is not normal. You should only put a needle in your vein when you're in the fucking hospital or you're sick. So he shot me up, and since I loved it. So he shot me up. It was great. Then we were out of drugs. So we started to walk back towards the block. And out of nowhere, we're at this Maverick on 5th South. My dad pulls up out of nowhere. Apparently he'd been looking for me that whole day at the block because he was worried because I didn't come home the night before. I have never not came home. And my phone had gotten stolen because I was so fucked up on Xanax. My phone was stolen. I didn't even mention that. He had showed my picture to people at the block, and they had told him what happened to me because people knew what happened. Like, the block's like a huge family. Everyone knows everybody. They were like, yeah, he was taken. He was fucked up bad. So he was worried about me. And he was on the phone with my mom. And when my dad pulled up the Maverick and saw me, he's like, get in the car, talk to your mom. I was like, all right. So I got in the car and talked to my mom. And he went to pull off, and I was like, I'm not going. I'm going back to the block. I'm not going with you. And he was like, you're fucking going with me. We love you. Your mom, you're coming with me. And this homeless black dude was outside listening, and he was like, hey, man, that dude, he loves you, man. Go with him. So I just went with him. I was like, fuck it. You know what? I'm done. I'm tired of this shit. I just went through hell. I'm done with this shit. So I went with my dad. From there, we went to my pre-trial. So when I got released from jail, I was on pre-trial, which you're on until you have your actual trial, and you're convicted of whatever charges you got. So we took me to a pre-trial counselor, and we started to make a plan on how I could get clean. And I'm gonna end this right here. This is just the first part. I'm gonna try to make these about 25 minutes long, not too long, because I know a lot of people don't want to sit here for hours and watch my story. But I'll post the next part tomorrow, or soon. It'll be tomorrow. I'll post it tomorrow. But for everyone that is watching this, thanks so far. This is a crazy story of how I went through heroin addiction and got sober, and life is good now. So keep watching. Thanks, guys. Bye.